there, YouTube? I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and bring you my honest thoughts on that project. And today I'm very excited to be checking out the 11th most popular project on all of games. That is Dom Pierre, Champagne Maisons in the burgeoning era of Champagne. Harvest grapes, ... So, the reason why I did this one today is because I love wine-making games, beer-making games, alcohol-making games. I love that theme. You have to try and do things like that. So the theme naturally attracted me. However, the main image, I think, it doesn't give me the vibe that I want. I'd rather know the player count, the time length, the age. There's a lot of information that I'd like to be conveyed here that I don't really think is. This is a worker placement game? Is this a drafting game? Is this a deck building game? There's so much more information that you could convey to me other than, hey, we're making champagne. Hello, Louis. Or Luis. Hopefully I got that right one of the two times. But it's already raised $7,200, so it is funded, it's accessible. 144 backers have made it possible. Harvest grapes, produce champagne, and sell your vintage to the royal court. So it sounds like your typical wine-making or champagne-making game, which is good. That's a good thing. I'm excited about that genre. I need to see more in the video, as always. 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Convince me. Let's go.
France, nearly 400 years ago.
I like this. I don't need the subtitles necessarily, but I like the fact they're there. I always mention that, so I love when people do subtitles. It just makes it easier for everybody, I think.
A Benedictine monk, experimenting with winemaking methods at Hautvillers Abbey, is about to revolutionize the cellars of nobility across Europe. His name was Dom Pierre Pérignon. His location? The Champagne region of France. The remarkably sweet sparkling wine, named...
So right now we are going just completely hardcore theme. We're nearly 30 seconds into this, and the only thing I know about is thematically what the game is. That it's actually going to take us to this time period, and then the same piece of artwork I saw from the beginning. I want to see more. Hey, what's up? The designer in the chats. If you got any questions, comments, anything?
After its region of birth, found itself in flutes across France. Your task? Make it.
Alright, so there's the box. I'm seeing it's a relatively thin box. Something to note there.
In Don Pierre, players compete to supply this growing demand by planting your vineyard and harvesting crops, producing champagne in your cellar.
This is definitely giving me some vinhos, some viticulture vibes, which I like. I like all this. I like figuring out what this track is and trying how I want to manage things and do all this different stuff. And there's a barrel here with Chardonnay and Pinot. Like, I like this. I'm liking it.
Buying harvest.
I don't think it was... I feel like I should have known a little bit more about it in the first 30 seconds.
This from your neighbors and acquiring accessories to enhance production. Why is...
So, the thing I'm getting here... Assuming, hey, what's up, Sean? That box was in fact the size, like if this is all in that box, like if this is a small box that size with this much game, oh my gosh, I think we should be showing the size of the box and just how meaty of a game this is in that small box instead of just the generic artwork of the cover.
Players will focus on their business logistics, allocating salesmen to the market routes and workers to their vineyard and cellar.
And I think they're doing a great job right now of interweaving the theme with the mechanisms, and it's clicking, and it looks familiar, but it looks different at the same time, and that's exciting to me. And all the while, is that the actual size of the box? Because that looks so small, there's so much game in there.
Keep your goals in mind to ensure additional rewards. Will the quality of your champagne find prestige and...
This is not in that box. Okay, that cannot be the right size box. So that was a little bit confusing there.
Appreciation? Or will the competition leave your coin purse dry?
Okay.
Dom Pierre, the board game. Get your copy today.
There's no way that's that thin. Okay. So, first thing I need to know, what is the actual size of this? And here's the thing. I'm not the biggest fan of that video. I still don't know the time length, the age, the player count. there's still the size of the box now. I'm more confused than anything because what you showed me definitely didn't look like they would all fit in that tiny thin box, and I was excited about the thin box and the amount of game in there. So now I'm just left with questions, which hopefully are answered. So R&R Games is a company that's been making games for a very, very long time. So can you do it immediately? I feel comfortable. Now I think this is the only that says right here their second dip into Kickstarter. So, John, what's up, Johnny, Kira, Matt? So we got 3 people in the collaborators, which means we're going to have some great customer service going on here. And they did first and goal of the digital football. It was unsuccessful. 2014, so they pretty much just abandoned Kickstarter, said, get bent, Kickstarter. Coming back 8 years later. Love seeing that. Box size like Steam. Okay, so that was one thing that definitely threw me off about that video now, is we're talking about a big box game here. And that's fine. But when I see a small box in a video, that's what I think is going to be the box, So they're on Kickstarter. Love seeing that. Dom Pierre, come quickly. I am tasting the stars. Yes, more theme. What's the player count? Time link. So 12, 60 to 120 minutes. So it's a medium weight game. 2 to 4 players. All right, this is information I'd love to see right from the jump. It's a champagne making game. 60 to 120 minutes. That's not bad at all. All right, at the end of the 17, but can you do it? I feel comfortable. That's a check mark. At the end of the 17th century, a French Benedictine monk in charge of the cellar. So we're going more into theme, whatevs. I love games with interesting and meaty decisions. Don Pierre has so many. I like that. I mean, I'd like to see a little bit more, but whatever. Running the mansion. Wow, a straight up how to play. Am I clicking on it? Oh no, is this, how do I click on it? Do I click on it? What is this? Determine your action. Harvest. Oh, so it's not a video. Okay, so it's not a video. I thought it was a video for whatever reason. Determine your action. And you move up. Harvest your grapes. Do the thing. Activate your presses, upgrade your vineyard. Okay, that doesn't really tell me how to play. I mean, that's what you do in the game. So read the rule booklet. Awesome, clickable, love it. Let's check it out. Pictures, illustrations, example, content, straight to the setup. Oh my goodness, why is it so hard? I swear, I see so many Kickstarter games that is such a hard concept to them. Contents, setup. Can we just all agree, please? That's 99.9% of the time, that is the best way to do it. It just makes it so much easier when I know that, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Look at that. So we got the game setup, the individual setup. I love the setup right here. The setup looks so in-depth. I'm not going to make any mistakes. This is fantastic so far. Pictures, illustrations, examples. I'm excited to read this rule booklet right now. This looks like one of those rule booklets where it's all going to make sense, hopefully, by the end of the game, where mechanically... Orleans is a game that comes to my mind. Orleans is such an amazing game to me because it's so easy to teach because everything just makes sense rules-wise. Also, Viticulture, another game that I think that most of the stuff makes sense rules-wise as long as you're not talking about the cards. Cards make things crazy, but everything else, you know what I'm saying. So this gets me excited. That rule booklet got me excited. How to play, we got a straight up how to play. 31 minutes, it's a meaty one, but I imagine by the end of that 31 minutes you're going to know how to play the game, even though I love Dan. Awesome person, met him a couple times. I can't watch his how to play videos. He does this smooth jazz in the background, and my ADHD will just not let me do smooth jazz in the background. And then I just end up being like, what happened? What was going on? I don't know why. But still, that's what I want to see. Front and center, how to play video, 31 minutes, awesome. $59, so I think that's also a great price as well. And once again, this box, is that the size of the box? Because it doesn't look like a steep-sized box, or maybe it's just the angle of it. I don't know. It looks like a thinner box. So $59. That's a great price, though. Honestly, why not have that at the front door? $59 I feel like is a really reasonable price. I know some people say you should put the price on the front, but I like the price. I don't get it. One game board, one prestige board, 4-player boards. You get into 51 grapes, the 36 colors, the 24 action discs, the 45 gold cards, the 60 market, 4 initial cards. So we're getting a good chunk of cards. And honestly, at the $59 price point, I'm not really investigating the components that much. That's around MSRP. I don't bat my eyes too much at it. But that box, once again, if this is actually a thicker box, I think you need to show me that. Because I think that just makes the $59 a little bit easier to swallow. Not that I think it's a bad price in the first place. So how much is it? I have the first piece of information. I think it's a reasonable price. I need to know the shipping, but we'll get there hopefully soon. Don Pierre is my #1 upcoming Kickstarter because R&R Games is on fire, and I've been a fan of the designers, Roland Coaster, for years. Don Pierre looks like their biggest game to date. That is a hell of a quote. So here's the thing. I would honestly have just taken that quote straight from his video, said, hey, Richard, can we put that in the front of our video? Put it somewhere in there. And I would love to, like, because you went for the theme for the first 30 seconds, and I was like, eh. But then once you started to really pick up the steam is when you started interweaving the gameplay and the mechanisms together. And I think if we would have just skipped the theme, we get it, make it champagne, time period, whatever. You know, I'm not assuming that we're in the year 2736 making champagne. I got that based on the artwork. I think this quote, like, that's a great quote. Taster Pledge includes base game only, no stretch goals. Oh, so here's the other thing that I don't like about this campaign immediately is this is the way I'm finding out about stretch goals. I think the best way is, you know, when you launch a Kickstarter, your goal is to get funded. But once you get funded, what's your goal? It's not to get funded anymore. It's now to get, you know, hit all those juicy stretch goals, which is, I think, then when you need to pivot to move the stretch goals higher so that as you start to unlock stretch goals, I see, oh, we've got this amazing game, but now we got this and this and this and this, and it's only $59. It's $1 under MSRP. I think that's the way to go. At this pledge level, nobody's taking this. Like, I'll be very surprised if this is anywhere near as popular to the other one. Granted, I guess that depends on the stretch goal area. So the unique way action selection is conducted requires such a strategic balance, and that is really satisfying. We love that this is not as straightforward as building an engine, but requires a careful planning and the ability to adjust the needs of the market with limited resources. Oh my gosh, that's such a good quote. Woo! I like it. I like that quote. That gets me excited. I've played games like that. I say, oh, I like when games do that. Retailer pledge. $80 deposit gets you stuff, 6 base games plus the 6 stretch goals. Once again, is that the size of the box? That does not look like a Steam size box. Foundations and Terror stretch goals. So they metal bottle first player marker. So it's also a $7 add-on. Wait, so it's a $7 add-on. Oh. Free to email subscribers. So this is saying, hey, if you subscribe to our email, you can get it for free as well. I don't quite understand how it works. I'm not always, I'm not the biggest fan of, like, when the first add-on is, hey, you can buy stuff from us. Yeah! And it was like, come on, add to the game first, you know? Then you can pepper those in there. Daily card unlocks open. Check the unlock card section. So we're going to have daily unlocks. And we're going to have stretch goals. And I wish they kind of would have let me know what numbers. I always like when it shows you how much you've, like, are these micro stretch goals? At what numbers did we hit these stretch goals? How did we hit these stretch goals? And you said, like, what's going on? Worker meeples. Oh my. Oh my. So here's the thing. Yeah, look at these. Oh, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, this moves the needle for me. That, yeah. Like, that looks like the kind of thing I could pick up on Alibaba for, like, 4 cents a pop. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I hate to be that guy, but it's like, it looks so generic. It's just a champagne bottle. Whereas this is giving the game flavor. It's giving, like, look at the love and the colors here. Cast action disc, the draw bags, the squishy grape. Oh, it's an add-on. It's an add-on. Okay. So these do look like, okay. So I like the stretch goal area. And I think this, because right here, daily unlocks open. I'm excited to see what these daily unlocks are as well. So we're getting cards every day now. And here's the other thing. I think that this should have been leading up to the price. Daily unlock cards. So we've unlocked this card right here. Hopefully show me all the juicy information on the card as well. We've also unlocked the custom worker meeples. Pretty soon we're going to get these barrel score markers. And now I've got a stretch goal area that I'm pretty excited to come back to and see if it's going to, because this, I think the other thing maybe is to showcase what it's being improved from. So what were the barrel score markers? And especially if they were like, crummy, or whatever they are, like if they're just tokens or something like that. Now they're going to be physical things. I think that I think that might be something to consider potentially. So what do we got? And now we're getting a little bit cart in front of the horse here. We got up to $50,000, and I think we're up to $7K. Let me know what you think about that. I'm always curious to know what people think about that. Do you mind that? That they have like everything planned out, or you're like, well, do you want it to be? I don't know. What do you think? How do you handle that? Because most companies have a laundry list of the Kickstarter stretch goals planned out beforehand, like they do here. How do you think those should be revealed? So let's check out what these are. The metal coin upgrade. That's big. Cool. 8-card expansion. That's great. Lots of gameplay. Dual layered player boards at 50,000. That's what I'm talking about. Game board playmat. Add-on. Okay. And I wonder if what they were probably going to do if they hit this was then maybe potentially add a premium pledge level to this or something like that. Because then you'd be able to get all the premium stuff, get the fully customized out game, and it's probably still going to set you back, what, like $100? That's not terrible on Kickstarter monies. Daily card unlock. So a new card added to the game every day. So this doesn't mean anything to me. You know, what does this do? Like, even if you just gave me, like, 2 sentences here of, like, with this card, you're going to be able to do this thing thematically in the game, I'd be like, oh, cool. Great. That looks like something I want to do in the game. This is added value to the game. But once again, I don't think the value is a bad price. $59, not bad. I'm still waiting for the shipping. I'm sure they buried it at the bottom because that's the industry standard. But one day, I will push for that industry standard to move the shipping higher. We wanted to bring this game to more tables. The game was made, and R&R wanted to publish it, but thought some nice upgrades and some new content would be a fun addition. So we opted to take it to this Kickstarter over retail to help get the new stuff added. Yes, because R&R typically does just go into retail. Like I said, this is their first Kickstarter in 8 years, and the first one was unsuccessful. So it's cool to see them doing this route because they got some really great games. And so they're trying to make it more premium-ish. I like that idea. If you don't want the unlocks or add-ons, you can get back the game by itself and get it sooner. Interesting. So here's this. I think this is a bad spot for this to be. I think this is buried right here. Because honestly, when I saw that 49 pledge level, I was like, nobody's taking this crap. Like, nobody wants this. But you're saying, hey, it's going to be here way, way, way sooner? Maybe. Maybe I think it moves the needle a little bit more for that particular pledge level. So I think burying that down here in this why Kickstarter loquacious part, where honestly I'm just kind of like, come on, get me to the shipping already. I think it could be better served in a different place. Every month, tens of thousands of people pledge millions of dollars to creative projects and dozens. Yeah, we know. By supporting this campaign, you'll become a backer. So we know all this stuff. Like, once again, who's new? We got new people here? How many new people we got? We got one. One new guy. We don't need a whole section just for the one new guy. He'll figure it out. The other 146 of us just, like, I want the shipping. Every month, tens of thousands of backers pledge. That's where you come in. By supporting this campaign, you'll become a backer. For example, if you offer $59, we'll offer you a copy of the game along with any... We know how Kickstarter works. Here we go. Shipping. Ooh, it looks pretty. $15. So now... we're looking at the game not being, what was it, $59. We're looking at it being $74 to the United States. And that's when you really start to look more at the stretch goals and say, it's going to be a premium game. But until then, $74 seems like a bit. Especially when this box, like, is it, here's the thing, the designer's in here and saying it's a Steam size box, which is a thick box, whereas this is a very thin looking box. And when I say that's $15 to ship, I say, no. That is not $15 to ship to the United States of America. If you're from the United States of America, you could go to your local post office and get a flat rate padded USPS shipping envelope and ship that thing for $9, $10. So I'm assuming that the $15 is based on the larger size, but this is where Kickstarter gets so weird. You have this game in mind. These are the things that we want in this game. This is what we envision this game actually being if it's going to succeed. And so you base the shipping based on that, and not based on the box that you're actually showing me at the front, so that's why I think having a true box size, like exactly what the box size is super important here, because $15 seems like a pretty high shipping for that size box, but it's not really going to be that size box, or is it going to be that size box? And now I'm so confused, and so I'm going check minus on the how much is it, because it went from being, I think, a solid price to then $74, because... like, I don't know the size of the box. Maybe I'm just being a little bit too picky there. But it's just, I want to know the size of the box. Especially, so now we get into Canada, 25, France, 30, Israel, 40. Do we have the VAT? Where's the VAT information? EU-friendly shipping? I think that means friendly VAT. I think that's friendly. Every backer is important to regardless of location with the realities of shipping and sales tax. For the US, Canada, EU, UK, and Austria, we have included applicable taxes. Your rewards will be set duty-free from within our region. There will be no additional custom charges. So no VAT. Awesome. Oh, that's awesome. So I bet we're going to see some people from... Canada, UK, not much, 10-10, but hey, it is what it is. That's still, so I don't think the price is terrible compared to typical shipping for Europe. Where is the shipping for Europe? $40. Oh my God, never mind. Take backsies. But that's, I mean, I don't know how else they do it. Like that's, okay, so that explains that. So you're not paying the VAT, but you are paying a huge chunk up front. And that huge chunk, once again, becomes a much more swallowable price as we hit those deluxeified expansions, the stretch goals, and as we get more daily card unlocks. But until then, it's like, I don't know. Pledge manager closes, address lock. We have all the dates, about us, R&R games, stuff, things, okay. All right, let's check out the pledge levels, see how they're distributed. $49, 3 people. Like I said, probably not the majority of people. They do get it. You get it in May, though, so that's cool. Like, you'll be playing that at Origins. Connoisseur, so this is the most popular one, undoubtedly, 117. The retailer one, we got 1 backer. That's kind of interesting to me, since they normally typically go to retail. You think maybe they'd have a little bit some more support in that, but I don't know how that sort of stuff all works, honestly. So 117 backers on just this game, and I feel like that this game definitely deserves that. Like, the game itself looks cool. I don't know. I think that box, and it's not just most of the time when I have a problem with a Kickstarter box, it's a 3-pound box. That does not look like a 3-pound box like that. I think maybe show that box instead, because that is most. And the thing is, it's not that just the box is confusing. It's the fact that you've shown me the same box over and over and over and over and over again. It's like, oh, you've like I don't know. Let me know what you think about the whole box situation in the comments below. That's a weird one. Oh, I love how they organize it. Oh, this is how you should organize your FAQ. Oh, do I have a pledge question? No, I have a components question. I have an add-ons question. It's so delightful. Delightful. I love it. That's a half-point grade right there. That should be the new industry standard. And I say this pretty much every day, that this is just so good. It's so good. It's so clean and clear. Updates. All right. We got 1 comment, 3 hearts. Update. News from the grapevine. Bonjour, Maison managers. Welcome to our show. With your help, we have reached our funding goal. Now the real fun begins. A new card added to the game every day. Our first unbox brings new alternate goal cards to the game. We will reveal a new card daily, starting with the card shown above. Here's what it does. Starting with, this is the stuff I want to know. Starting with the active player and going clockwise, every player may immediately perform a free vineyard action of strength 1. So you're going to be able to do a very weak action. That's great. Like, that could be a potential game changer. How many times you've been like, I'm this close to the thing? That's cool. I like that. I think just maybe that little bit of information, boom, convey it there, because more people are going to be looking at your campaign page as opposed to your update number 1. And now we are really very close to our next unlock, custom worker meeples, and these are hot. Need to rewatch this and take a shot each time you say bugs. This and more can be found on our campaign page, but just so you know what is coming up, here are all our planned goals for this, and then we're showing off everything here, the daily card unlocks, awesome barrel score markers, and these are really cool looking upgrades. So, yeah. And then we got a lot more information. Holy moly. We will tell you more about each item as we get closer to them, but I feel like, we should at least tell you about the squishy grape set stuff. Thanks for again becoming a part of the community, and we look forward to engaging you over the duration of the campaign. We'll be back with another. You didn't really engage us there, and I always feel like you should always end with a question of some sort. This is just you regurgitating a boatload of information on me, which is good. I mean, that's what an update's supposed to be, but I feel like, what do I say? Awesome. That's it. You've left me. That is the only comment that I can pretty much make, unless I have a question, which I feel like you covered things very, very well. So there's not many questions. Top notch there. I think maybe just throw in there. Like, what's your favorite game about making alcohol? Like, what's your favorite mechanism? Just get people talking about that, because you decided to lean on the theme with that main image and with that video. The first 30 seconds, all theme. That's the way we're going. I think you ask a thematic question about winemaking games then. I think that just kind of seems like a no-brainer, and I always think that it gets more engagement when you ask a question, especially, and the less narrow the question, the better. Like, you're going to be like, what aspect of this game is the most exciting for you? Because that requires people to really put a lot of in-depth thought about your game, and a lot of people just want to throw money at you. Comments. 28. Could you please check the shipping rate to Thailand? Looking into it. Awesome. Great customer service. Whoa! Can't wait. Is every stretch goal an add-on? Nope. They are noted next to the... yeah. Okay. I feel like that's... they should notice that. Is it possible to combine multiple games in one order to save on shipping costs to the EU? And if so, what's the shipping cost per additional copy? Please send us the information on group orders. Thank you. Hopefully they put that in the FAQ. If not, so if I would like to do group orders, what do I do? I think that'd be a good thing to have in the FAQ, especially if you're cool with that. And maybe even potentially mentioning that in the Kickstarter page, especially when you get to that international shipping. And I said, the international shipping, it's not looking the best there. But if you could bundle, if people can reach out to you and personally bundle, I think that's something that potentially you should mention in there. If it's not mentioned in there and I just glossed over it. But that's cool if they're willing to do that. What is used as the first player token if we did not sign up prior to launch? And here's exactly what I said when I was in the stretch goal area. I think showing what you're upgrading from is always a good idea. Like, unless, of course, it's not that impressive an upgrade. But with something like that, which clearly is probably more impressive than whatever we had to be the first player token, I think it's good to show that. Hello, hey Amy, any token or indicator you wish. The game did not originally come with one, as there's a small impact on gameplay. Okay, got it, thanks. Any chance that the player tokens, color change, or vary? No one in the group. No, they're set in stone. Thanks for checking. No French rules. Game 59 plus 30 plus 18 VAT, $107. Ouch, I'm concerned with that. My great-grandfather was Pomestry's steward. Wow, that's cool. Okay, but what I'm seeing here, and why I'm checking here, is fantastic customer service. They are addressing each and every one of them. They're solving problems. They're answering questions. Top notch, and that's why I always say you should have collaborators. It just makes things go so much smoother, and the more comments you get in there, the more you can churn the comments and get more comments and get more people commenting in the updates and rise up higher on the popularity chart, because Kickstarter still is pretty weak right now. There's no big, massive games launching. You know, I think like in the top 6 is a tuck box card game about boba tea, which I didn't think was an amazing video. So right now, I think, you know, like getting people engaged, it's great. But so what's my final grade on Dom Pierre? Do I want it? Yes. I'm naturally pre-inclined. 60 to 120 minutes, even though you made me kind of search for it. 2 to 4 players. I like that. Winemaking, champagne making, that's a theme I really do enjoy. So do I want it? Yes. It looks like a fun Euro game, and that rule booklet. Once again, that rule booklet was a damn good looking rule booklet. That's a half-point grade right there. Can you do it? Yes, I feel comfortable on our games. The box thing throws me off. Little weird, little wonky. I don't know about that. How much is it? Price. And now here's where we get to that interesting question on the price. It's $59, but it's $74 because nobody's going to want the $49 one. Like, as much as I hate to say that, that's Kickstarter nowadays. And if it was just deluxe components, it'd be a different thing. But there are, in fact, gameplay things that you are going to be missing out on. You don't want to miss out on that. So that $49 one, probably for most Kickstarter backers, not going to be the one that hits the mark. So the $59 one plus the $15 shipping, that's $74. And so you're now at this point above MSRP. And then you kind of got to say to yourself, will I be able to get this game afterwards for a cheaper price at a convention or somewhere else? And that's really where I think a lot of people are going. And I hate to be that guy, but it's just something, like, I'm honest on this show. Like, that is, I imagine, what a lot of people see this Kickstarter and they say, oh yeah, I've seen R&R games at Gen Con, I see them at conventions, I could probably pick up this deluxe thing, minus that $15 shipping. You know, and I wonder, because that's the other thing, where did we mention, was this Kickstarter exclusive in any way, shape, or form? Was this the kind of thing where we wasn't going to be able to buy it later on? And if that's the case, maybe we need to spotlight that a bit more. Because I don't care if it is or it isn't, but if it is, I think it's something that needs to be just kind of pounded your chest about, like, you don't want to miss out on this. Especially, like, imagine, so if this small box is the $49 one, and this big Steam box is the $59 one, I think that needs to be really showcased. I think you need to kind of be like, almost, and I see some companies do this, kind of like, just brush, like, oh, you don't want this crap version, you want this awesome big version, which is why on Kickstarter, typically, the whale version is the most popular. So final grade on this one. Do I want it? Yes. Can you do it? Yes. How much is it? Not the biggest fan of that one. So in the end, I'm going to give this a C+. I think a C+. B minus, maybe B minus. No, I'm going to go with a C+ on this one. The box thing. The box thing just confuses me to no end. The shipping seemed like it was a bit high. But then again, that's because I was based on this box. I didn't feel like the stretch. You know what? I don't know. I think I'm going to go with a B- on this one. Let me know what your final grade is of this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the B-, because the game itself, like, it looks like a really fun wine game, and I do like the stretch goals. There's lots of, yeah. And I think here's the thing, if they just totally cheated and they splunked $40,000 on this and all those stretch goals were unlocked, this would be a whole different conversation. Let's be brutally honest. Then I'd be badgering them about how their numbers didn't add up. But you get what I'm saying. So if they hit the stretch goals, immediately so I'm going B-. That being said, I wonder if a relaunch, like if this doesn't pick up steam, because you really, like, now at this point, I'm kind of imagining the game without all those additional stretch goals that you showed me and saying, I'm kind of a little bit less excited about the game. And the other thing I don't like here, you know what, I'm back to a C+, is we don't even have a $1 pledge level. There's not even like a, hey, sit on the fence, think about it kind of thing, a thank you pledge. So, you know, I'm going to go with the C+ on this one. But let me know in the comments below, what is your final grade for Dom Pierre? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Bye-bye.